makes a change there to that city. So the other thing, let's look at the other side of the coin now. So let's look at Montreal's side. So if you're Mark Bergevin and you lose Kotkaniemi, which they were already expecting that to happen, I feel like I think as soon as they found out that Carolina was going to offer sheet him, that they knew they weren't gonna match it at all. So they spend a whole week trying to find a trade that they could do to bring another center in because they've got Nick Suzuki, and that's about it. And I mean, there's really no center depth there for the Montreal Canadiens. So what Montreal did is they turned around and they took a first-round pick and a second-round pick, sent it to Arizona for Christian Dvorak. So Christian Dvorak is 25. He's a little bit more established player. He's got a decent cap hit. I think it's like 4.45, so that's about where they might have been saving money for Kotkaniemi, maybe a little bit more than they wanted to spend. But what do you think about Mark Bergevin turning around and getting Christian Dvorak?
Yeah, it's a very safe pick compared to what the other one was. So this is what Kotkaniemi could be if you get a decent result. So if you say he develops decently, he turns into a Christian Dvorak, and Montreal just gets that now. And everyone's talking about like he's like way older. He's not. He's 25.
He's 4 years older. That's it. He's not that much older.
So I don't know why everyone's super concerned about that. Like, I wouldn't be. But anyway, he's had a couple of really good seasons. This last season, he quietly was a lot better, actually, if you look at games played as well. He had, let me see here. So 2017, he had 37 points. 2018, 2019, he only played 20 games. 2019, 2020, he had 38. And then this past year, the shortened year, remember, so he only played 56 games. He got 31 points. So he almost matches his point total with 33% less games.
And he would have been a 20-goal scorer. I mean, yes. Surely, if he had played 25 more games, he would have definitely gotten 3 more goals. He would have been a 20-goal scorer, maybe exactly. 25.
Exactly. So this guy's already really good,
right?
Whereas Kotkaniemi could be super duper good.
Right.
It doesn't look like Dvorak can be as good as Kotkaniemi could be, but Dvorak's already there as well.
Right, and that's kind of that's kind of the apples to oranges kind of question. Exactly. And obviously, Mark Bergevin thought that this was a better deal. So, who do you think? And it's hard to declare a winner right now. It's almost kind of like a trade. But who wins the quote unquote trade offer sheet thing? Does Carolina win it, or do you think Montreal wins it right now? If you had to call it right now.
Right now, Montreal wins. Yeah. So
I agree.
This next season, they have more free cap space. They got Christian Dvorak, who is, in my opinion, better than Kotkaniemi is right now. Kotkaniemi could prove me wrong this season, and hopefully he does, since he's making $6 million. But we'll see. But long term, it's Carolina. But the big question mark is Kotkaniemi. Can he be that good?
Well, here's the thing: is short term, Montreal wins.
Yeah, no doubt.
Long term, we don't know.
Yeah.
So I mean, it could be Carolina in the end, and maybe Kotkaniemi turns into a Teravainen or a Sebastian Aho or whatever.
And that's the thing,
ends up being that good.
Is last year he showed that he really could be. Like, it's not like us seeing Jason Robertson being like, oh, he could be Teravainen. Like, no, Kotkaniemi is like next year he could step into that role. So he's on the cusp right now.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. And the only thing that is slightly concerning if you're a Montreal Canadiens fan is the fact that his plus-minus was a -11. And I know you hate that number, Chris. But,
so stupid.
But to throw that out the window, because I heard arguments about it, and I'm like, okay, first off, it's Arizona, okay? Arizona, the team sucks. I'm sorry. I love – it's not the worst team, but that belongs to Buffalo.
Well,
but one, it's Arizona, so they're not a good team. And then second, in a defensive structure in Montreal, that will improve. I believe. And obviously Mark Bergevin believes that too. Now, will that affect his points? Maybe, because he was kind of being relied on more in Arizona than he probably will be in Montreal. He'll still be a second-line center in Montreal. But there's other guys like Caulfield and Suzuki that can score points. So we'll see. We'll see. That's just an interesting storyline to look at the beginning of the season. And shoot, who knows? Maybe Kotkaniemi scores 40 goals. Who knows? So, okay.